So today's topic will be stress management and outdoor safety. So this is something that hits home for a lot of us right now. I bet a lot of us are feeling a little stressed and wondering what precautions we need to take when going outside starting this spring. So we're going to talk about that today. I am a training and technical assistance coordinator of the ARC of New Jersey Self-Advocacy Project. New Jersey Self-Advocacy Project has been a division-funded program of the ARC of New Jersey since 1983. NJSAP supports the state's largest network of individual self-advocates and self-advocacy groups. NJSAP provides comprehensive training and resources to self-advocates, direct support professionals, and agency personnel. We have partnered with the Healthy Lifestyles Project, which is a program teaching students and adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities about living a healthy life. Throughout the webinar, you can place any questions or comments you may have in the question box that you see here on the screen. I may prompt you to give feedback or share experiences during the webinar, so this is where you can put any of this feedback or any of the comments that you have. Today, we will discuss identifying stress in the body, ways to manage stress levels, staying healthy, stress relieving techniques, staying engaged during the stay-at-home order, and outdoor safety. Stress can look very different for many folks, so some experience it mentally, physically, or emotionally. Defining stress is a state of mental or emotional strain or tension resulting from adverse or demanding circumstances. Currently, we are in a demanding circumstance where we are social distancing or isolating because of the recent pandemic. Even the thought of social distancing may cause folks to feel really tense emotionally or in their bodies. So right now, take a second to see if you are experiencing any tension. You can check in with your head first. See if you're holding any tension in your jaw, your eyebrows, your neck. You can even check in with your head first, your shoulders, your back. Try to release some tension in these places. We can do a quick tension release exercise here where we take our fists and tighten them up. Use all of your strength, and we'll count to 10. Still squeezing. After the count of 10, you can breathe out and slowly release the tension you made in your fists. Next, you can raise your shoulders up to your ears, squeeze your upper arms in tight, contract your shoulder muscles, and again, count to 10. And then release and slowly breathe out. Let your muscles relax. We can do this again with the lower part of your body. You can tighten your legs, first your thighs, then your calves, then your toes. Count to 10. And after your 10th breath, slowly release. How does this feel for you? Did anyone notice any releases in their body? You can feel free to share your experience in the chat feature. So make a strong determination to notice when you are tensing up and consciously let your body release this tension. The more we're able to find comfort in our own bodies, the more we can focus on ways to relieve stress during uncomfortable situations. Along with stress often comes anxiety. Again, anxiety can look different for many folks. You may notice that your thoughts are restless. You may begin to concentrate on negative things. Your body may experience headaches, trouble breathing, upset stomach, or even muscle pains or fatigue. Anxiety is defined as a feeling of worry, nervousness, or unease, typically about an imminent event or something with an uncertain outcome. And I'm sure a lot of us have felt a small or big sense of anxiousness at some point during these recent events. So the best thing to do is to notice the way you are feeling. You can name it, whether it's to a friend or a support person or even to yourself. Personally, I like to say to myself, I'm feeling anxious in my head about not knowing when this will end. And sometimes just being able to say it out loud and name how you're feeling, it can really help you to understand and let yourself decompress. Try this exercise next time you notice yourself feeling anxious. Here are some things that may cause stress and anxiety: life changes, fear, traumatic event, illness or injury, an unhealthy diet, not getting enough sleep, financial issues, hormones, daily events. You can think to yourself if there may be one or more things on that list that you are already experiencing. And I know I have experienced a few of these already, so stress and anxiety can definitely affect everyone, especially right now. So I'm going to go over some tips to help us reduce tension, worry, and restlessness. Accomplishments happen every day, even in isolation. Not every accomplishment needs to feel as big as finishing a race or winning an award or graduating from school. Reaching smaller goals are accomplishments too, and they deserve to be recognized. So, some accomplishments that we can think about in our day to day lives are getting up out of bed in the morning, brushing your teeth, taking a shower, having a balanced meal, finding movement in your body, reaching out to a loved one, learning something new, helping someone, following the rules. And it may seem silly to give yourself credit for all of these things that we may do naturally, but small accomplishments can add up. You would be surprised at how many things you can accomplish in a day when you consider the small things as well. Doing this for yourself will allow you to notice that each day can be filled with accomplishments. This will raise your level of awareness and appreciation for each day. Right now, it may seem like days are dragging and they may feel like they're blurring together. Try writing down or saying out loud or to a friend 3 to 5 accomplishments every day and see if it begins to break up your days blurring together or dragging on. Maintaining your routine is very important to keep up with good habits. Our routine has been scrambled since this pandemic, but we do need to make a new routine to maintain so we can continue to work towards our goals. Try to think about your daily routine. It usually involves cleaning yourself, feeding yourself, and doing something good for yourself or someone else. Make this a daily routine and you will be able to see great results in your habits and relationships. So, some things you can do to maintain your routine are waking up at a reasonable time, brushing your teeth, taking a shower, wearing deodorant, changing out of your nighttime pajamas into your daytime pajamas, eating meals at a usual time, getting active, connecting with friends, and going to bed at a reasonable time. Maintaining a sleep and wake cycle can do wonders for managing stress. Waking up and going to bed around the same time that you normally do is very important. It's very easy to let this drift away right now since we have some extra time, but try to make a strong determination to go to bed and wake up at a reasonable time. Our body's natural circadian rhythms are physical, mental, and behavioral changes that follow a daily cycle, and it responds primarily to light and darkness. So this can influence your sleep and wake cycles, your hormone release, eating habits, digestion, and body temperature. And an irregular rhythm that it's been linked to chronic health conditions like sleep disorders, obesity, diabetes, depression, bipolar disorder, and seasonal affective disorder. So this is why keeping a routine is super important, and going to bed and waking up at reasonable times is really going to help you maintain this routine. Breathing is the one thing that we will always have with us and that we can always control. So most days we go on without even noticing ourselves breathing. On average, we can take about 17,000 to 30,000 breaths a day and not realize one of them. Breathing with intention can allow our bodies to regulate our heart rate and blood pressure. If we feel anxious, our breathing can be short inhales and exhales, making our heart rate and our blood pressure rise. We want to be aware of this and try to make our inhales and exhales longer and slower. One way we can do this is by counting our breaths. So an activity I enjoy doing is the 5-5-5 breathing activity, and we can do it together. So as you inhale, you can slowly count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and hold at the top of your inhale for another count of 5. If this doesn't work for you, you can count to 2 or 3. And then we're going to slowly exhale to another count of 5. We can try this one more time. So begin to inhale and count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and hold at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and slowly and intentionally exhale, counting to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Even just doing this exercise a few times will allow you to feel your body and mind calming down. Sometimes you can do it 3-3-3 or 4-4-4, whichever works best for your body and breath. You can start at 3 and make your way up to 5 if 5 seconds was difficult. But the goal is to regulate your breathing and pay attention to your breath. Yoga is defined as the calming of the fluctuations of the mind, which basically means to calm down restless thoughts and think clearly about one or few things. Yoga comes in many different forms, such as Raja, which is meditation, Karma, which is action and selflessness service, Mantra, which is chanting and sound, Bhakti, which is devotion, Jnana, which is knowledge and study, and Hatha, which is breath and posture. Hatha yoga is what most people think of when they think of yoga, and it's moving your body and breath into different poses. And this yoga is great. However, you can still practice yoga without being in any specific posture. Even if you are just sitting, pretzel-legged, you are technically practicing yoga. So if you would like to know more about the 6 branches, you can click on the link at the end of the PowerPoint. But let's discuss Hatha yoga a bit more. So Hatha yoga has many benefits, such as building immunity, which means helping your body stay healthy and fight off germs, which we could all use right now. And when we stretch our muscles and move our bodies, it aids the lymphatic system, which fights infections. So lymph nodes are the immune system's first line of defense, protecting you from viruses and bacteria that can make you sick. You may have felt your lymph nodes in your neck before if you've ever had the flu or a cold, an ear infection, or strep throat. Your doctor will often check your lymph nodes in your neck because they swell when we get sick. So this is a good sign of telling if you are sick or not as well. Even a little movement every day will help increase immunity. It also relaxes our minds and releases tension in our bodies. As we learned earlier, when we feel stressed or anxious, our bodies can tense up and our minds can get restless. Moving your body through different poses while focusing on breathing reminds us that nothing is permanent, even the hard poses. If we can breathe through hard times, we can make it through. Hatha yoga strengthens and tones your bodies. Certain postures allow you to stretch your muscles in ways that you may not always use them, and it will give us more strength in the muscles that you do use every day. So yoga increases flexibility and mobility. Some folks may be doing a lot more sitting or laying down now that we are quarantining or staying at home, but this is important to keep moving so that we do not lose our mobility. It can help reduce cravings also. And I know for me, this is huge right now. I think a lot of our cravings come from boredom, and yoga can help by balancing our systems, which will decrease the cravings for junk and sweets. Another thing yoga can do is aid in better sleep. So the more we move our bodies, the more energy we use, and the easier it is for us to fall asleep at night. And yoga can also calm us down or relax us enough to feel ready to get some good rest. So if you're ever having trouble going to sleep, you can take yourself through a few poses and then try again and see if that works well for you. I know for me it usually does. And it also, like I said, releases tension, which some of us have a lot of at night. So the NJSAP team offers animal yoga poses every Wednesday. We make it fun by incorporating your favorite animals into poses that stretch our bodies and get us moving. If anyone has tuned into these videos and has suggestions for different animals, please use the chat feature to make your suggestions. And if you have not tuned in yet, feel free to make a suggestion also and check out our videos. We also do superhero yoga Fridays. So superhero poses are great for strengthening your body. Did you know that standing like a superhero for as little as 2 minutes a day changes your testosterone and cortisol levels, increasing a healthy appetite, allowing you to perform better at work, and it configures your brain to cope well in stressful situations. So standing strong sends signals to your brain that boosts your feel-good hormones. And you can see in these videos that we take it through some really fun poses. So not only are you going to be giving your body what it needs, but you'll also be having fun while you do it. You can find these videos on our Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube page. Now we can talk about Raja Yoga, which is meditation. When one person or when someone practices meditation, a lot of the focus is on your breathing. The intention of meditation is to focus on one thing and redirect your thoughts. If this sounds challenging for you, don't let it stray you away from not sitting down and trying. You never know how it may help you. Meditation is a practice, and some days it will feel better than others. Some days you may be able to sit for 30 minutes, and some days you may only be able to sit for 5. Whatever you can do, just be grateful that you took the time out of your day to try to do this. The benefits of meditation are reducing stress, controlling anxiety, promoting emotional health, enhancing self-awareness, lengthening attention span. It also may reduce age-related memory loss, generating kindness, and improving sleep. So we can take a few minutes and focus on our breath. If you're sitting on a chair or if you're sitting on the ground, just let yourself feel comfortable. Feel yourself rooting down on the floor, whether it's with your feet or your bottom. You can sit up with a tall spine and begin to lower your gaze or shut your eyes. Just notice your natural breathing here. Feel your inhale swirling air up into your nostrils. And feel your exhale unloading thoughts and feelings that are not serving you. You can bring your attention to the spot right under your nose and right above your lip. You can feel your breath here. You may feel cooler air as you inhale and warmer air as you exhale. Just be the observer of your breath. For the last minute, make a strong determination to be the gatekeeper of your own breath. So noticing every breath that flows in and out of your nostrils. Good, good. Does anyone feel more calm or at ease now? You can share any feedback that you have in the questions box, and we'll go over it at the end. I'm going to share a YouTube link for meditation videos that you can watch at your leisure. This is one of my favorite accounts because it has so many different types of meditations. They have meditations for kids. They have meditations on how to practice mindfulness, gratitude, compassion, and much more. They also share short yoga videos to help relieve tension. This link will be located at the end of the slide or the PowerPoint on the resource page slide. So you can go to it there. And the New Jersey Self-Advocacy Project team also offers guided meditation videos every Monday. So you can follow along at your leisure and come back to these videos at any time. Most people often view meditation as sitting down somewhere alone and quiet, but meditation does not have to be like that all the time. You can get people you live with involved. You can also stand up or even walk around while meditating if that feels right for you. Some people even say that drawing, painting, cooking, or walking can be meditative. So you don't have to always worry about finding a quiet spot because meditation can simply be done anywhere, and it's just focusing on the sounds that are around you. So tune in to our social media pages to learn more about the different ways that we can meditate. To anyone who may have had a workout routine at a gym in the past, this social distancing really put a damper on your regular routine. However, at-home gym workouts have become so accessible and fun, and it's a great way to continue your progress or even start a routine up for yourself. You can use many different things in your house to work out, such as cans of soup or water bottles. For weights, you can even use chairs to strengthen your upper body. You could put towels under your hands and feet to work on your abs. But there are also a great deal of workouts that you can do by using your own body weight, no equipment needed. There are some great channels on YouTube that offer adaptive fitness videos for individuals of all ages and levels of fitness. So I encourage you to check out Train Us Forward Fitness on YouTube, also Ivana Exercise on YouTube, and National Center on Health, Physical Activity, and Disability on YouTube. A lot of these accounts create new videos pretty often. So if you are interested in this would be a great way to get your routine back up. So who loves to dance? Because dancing is a great way to let loose. It's a great way to get out of our thinking minds and into our fun-loving minds. Having a dance party raises your endorphin levels, which is a chemical in our body that minimizes pain and discomfort and maximizes pleasure. The NJSAP team is putting out playlists for dance parties, and if you need any help getting started, you can head over to our YouTube page, and we have about 23 songs that you can listen to and start dancing along to. And you can dance around alone or with your roommate. You can dance for 5 minutes or all day long. Dancing is just really good for the soul. And like movement is medicine, so keep your body moving, whether you're even on the couch and dancing or in bed and dancing, or you're up in your living room and dancing. Just keep your body moving. And the link for this playlist will be shared at the end of the webinar on the resource page. And drinking enough water is very important to leading a healthy lifestyle. Many people can go about their days without drinking water until it's time to eat. But we don't just need water to help get our food down, we need it to wake our bodies up. So we need it to help us stay hydrated, and we should be drinking half of our body weight in ounces. So for example, if you weigh 140 pounds, you should be drinking 70 ounces of water a day. Water will help us stay fuller longer, and it will also help us curb cravings. Many times when we feel hungry, it's just that our body is telling us that it needs water, and we need to stay hydrated for everything in our systems to work best. So a lot of you have said that you don't like drinking a lot of water because it makes us use the bathroom more, but doing this releases toxins in our body, which we're trying to get out all the bad stuff all the time. So keep replenishing your body with water. And your water intake will also depend on your lifestyle. So studies show that men need more water than women, but if you're exercising, drinking enough water is very important for your body during the workout and after in the recovery from the workout. So if you're outside on a hot day, you will definitely need more water than usual to stay hydrated. And if you're not drinking enough water, we will get dehydrated, which causes dizziness and confusion and even sometimes seizures. So make sure you're drinking enough water, and also check in with your doctor about the water intake to make sure that you're drinking the right amount. Be sure to make your doctor aware of any medications that could affect your fluid intake. And again, right now, if you're looking to do this, just give them a call or a message, because they are definitely dealing with a lot going on with this pandemic, but it's always good to check in to make sure that you're getting what you need. So eating right also plays a huge role in managing stress. Eating lots of fruits and vegetables allows our bodies to get filled up with nutrients and vitamins that help regulate the body and the brain. Many fruits and vegetables have properties that boost our immune system. So we should be eating a lot of these fruits and veggies now for our immunity and just always for our overall health. Fruits and vegetables don't have to be boring. There are ways to make eating healthy very fun. You can make your plate colorful. Fruits and veggies come in all different shapes, sizes, and colors. And we can start by asking ourselves, how many colors did we eat today? Which sounds a little funny. And you can even answer this in your head right now. So think about how many colors you ate today. And you can think about what a colorful plate of food may look like for you. And try to incorporate as much color on your plate as you can. You can also try to make half of the grains you eat whole grains. So whole grains are less refined, which means that they will keep you fuller longer. So things you might want to look for are things that say whole wheat, brown rice, buckwheat, oatmeal, quinoa, or wild rice. And you can begin to look at the sodium in the foods that you're eating. You can use the nutrition facts label to help you choose the lower sodium version of your favorite things. Many of the foods that we have a lot of salt added, and then sometimes we even add more when we're cooking. So it can be beneficial to look for low sodium or no sodium options, and see if that makes a difference for you. And just start by taking small steps every day or each week to improve your nutrition. It's a slow and steady process, and it's not going to happen overnight, but it's definitely easy to attain. And one trick I used to help myself get on track with a healthy diet was adding 1 or 2 fruits or vegetables to each meal that I ate. So this made me really conscious of the food that I had been eating in the past, seeing how there wasn't many fruits or vegetables involved, and now I was able to get more involved with the fruits and vegetables and started actually feeling great and more full. So try this tip and see if it leaves you feeling more satisfied with your food and see if it leaves you having more energy. So Erin shares healthy snack recipes every Friday on our social media pages. These are snacks that are easy and delicious while being healthy for us to eat. And sometimes our sweet tooth kicks in and we can give in to this craving every once in a while. So Erin shares some tips on how to make tasty treats that are still good for us to eat. And as you can see there, she made a delicious chocolate covered strawberry dish. She did chocolate chip cookies. We have some tips and tricks on how to make your food last longer and how to make sure that you have enough. And we have some ways that you can make eating celery way more fun. So the news has the ability to consume us, and sometimes the news can make us feel more anxious and stressed than we did before we watched the news. So it's important to know the facts, but limiting how much news we watch will be beneficial. Nowadays, the news is all about the coronavirus, and some of this news is very helpful and factual, but some of it is redundant and can make us worry. We do not want to make ourselves more stressed out or scared than we already are. So allow yourself maybe an hour or so a day to catch up on the news and any new events going on. And do this during the day or in the morning because that's going to be the best time for your mind to handle all of this news. When we watch the news at night, we can dwell on things that are out of our control. So I like to set a no bad news past 8 p.m. rule, and this ensures that you do not provoke any anxiety before you begin to settle down your day. So I don't watch any news past 8 p.m. I don't talk about the pandemic past 8 p.m. because I want to make sure that I'm able to settle down for the day. So try this out and see if it works for you. It'll allow you to sleep easier since you're not thinking about all the negative things right before you lay down. And you can also check out the NJSAP's Positive Pulse, which is full of factual and need to know information about the coronavirus. If you're not looking at news sources or if you need a place to get some really good information, you can check out the Positive Pulse. And I'll also share a link on our resources page where you can find out more information. And this is a great time to find some new hobbies. So now that we have a bit more time on our hands, we can use this time to our advantage by learning some new skills or habits. So we can try things like journaling or painting or reading, any DIY crafts, making cards for essential workers, learning a new dance, having a fashion show, planting a garden. Any of these hobbies and activities will be worthwhile and will help you gain a new skill. So taking up any of these hobbies is great, or enhancing what you already do is also wonderful. Practicing gratitude is a wonderful way to become more appreciative of what we have around us. So there are good things going on around each of us every day, even though some days it may feel really hard to see the good things. Other days you might find beauty in many things that you do. So each day is different. Just try to notice the good things in your life and appreciate them. So try to savor the feeling of gratitude you feel and pay attention to how it makes you feel. So, when you have a delicious food and you're savoring that flavor, try to savor any feelings of gratitude as well. Practicing gratitude opens the door to many meaningful relationships. Acknowledging someone and appreciating them can go a very long way. I'm sure many of you know that already. Acknowledging and appreciating yourself can go a long way too. So gratitude can improve physical and emotional or psychological health and well-being. People who practice gratitude are more likely to take care of themselves. It reduces toxic emotions and thoughts while increasing happiness. So if you think, this can't be true, try it for a few days and just see how you feel. You can express your gratitude by writing it down or telling it to someone you trust. I encourage you to write it down. You don't need anything fancy, just a piece of paper and a writing utensil. Write down things that you are grateful for, and it can really change your way of thinking. And you may notice that you're appreciating the little things much more than you did before. I even like to date my gratitude because it's kind of fun to go back and look, what was I grateful for in April of 2019? What was I grateful for in February? So it can be really fun to date it, especially if you're keeping up with your gratitude journal. So every day I encourage you to think of at least 3 things that you're grateful for and write them down. And if this seems like something that you would like to do, or even to take it further, the NJSAP team has made a gratitude journal with prompts. This will allow you to list a few different things that you are grateful for and keep track of your own gratitude. So some of the prompts that are on here is, I am so lucky, and here's just one reason why. The people in my life I am grateful for are. Something I can do to make my day great is. Here's one nice thing I did for myself or someone else today. And just writing about a few things that made your day. This can be done in the morning and at night, so it doesn't have to take a long time. I fill mine out. It takes about like 3 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes at night, and it's just a really great way to end and begin your day. So it really will allow you to experience calmness and appreciation before you start your day and when you're going to end your day. And not only should you be grateful, but doing your best to maintain a positive outlook can help overcome stress and anxiety as well. It may seem really hard to be positive at certain times, but maybe you can find one small thing in each situation that is positive. Just try your best to identify one aspect of positivity every once in a while, whether it's the people you have in your life, experiences you've had, the good weather, any resources that are available to you, and many more. Positive self-talk is a great thing. It can play a big role in how you look at your life and the different situations that arise. When you're starting a new challenge, if you tell yourself, this is way too hard for me, I don't know why I thought I could do this, chances are that you will not perform as well as you actually could. You're already setting the pace for yourself for this challenge. And if you give yourself positive self-talk and say something like, I'm going to give this challenge my all and try my best to succeed, you may come out accomplishing more than you originally thought. We deserve to be nicer to ourselves and to others. So think positively about yourself, and you will see those positive thoughts come up when you talk to others as well. Does anyone do positive self-talk now, or have they learned it in any other forms? I would love to know if you want to write any comments or feedback in the question box. So connection is very important right now. Even if it feels like we are disconnected to people, because we're not physically with them, we still have technology. So talk to people about your concerns. You can call your healthcare provider if the stress gets in the way of your daily activities for several days in a row. That's something that you're definitely going to want to let your doctor know about. But you're encouraged to talk about how you're feeling to anyone who you feel comfortable with, because bottling up feelings is not good for your mental state or for your body. Remember when we talked about tension? When you bottle things up, your body starts to tense up and it can become hard to relieve it. Make sure you have a trusted person you can call or chat with to talk about your feelings. This person can be a family member, a friend, a roommate, a direct support professional, a counselor, or many more. And thank goodness for technology, because we're only a phone call away from talking to someone who you may not have seen in a while. Not only do we have phone calls and text messages, we also have many apps that we can use that can connect us to others. Most of these apps allow you to video chat, and seeing your loved ones' faces can do so much for the mind. Plan a virtual hangout with close friends or family so you can catch up and laugh and even play games virtually. There are a lot of games that you can play virtually now. We have to make do with what we have, because unfortunately we aren't able to go out and see each other. But the good thing is most of us have the opportunity to use the internet to connect with our loved ones. And advocacy never stops. So even though we're at a stay-at-home order, we're not going to stop advocating. Although many of us love going to events and getting our voices heard, there is a lot of background work we can do. Each district is still continuing to host their council meetings virtually and always welcoming new members. Social media is a great way to get your voice heard. Tweeting at the governor or assembly members can be beneficial. We want them to know that we are still here and ready to be heard. We have extra time on our hands, so if you're not registered to vote, maybe you can get registered to vote during this time. You can click on the slideshow where it says register to vote to bring you to the website to determine your eligibility and to walk you through registration process. Title II of the ADA requires that state and local governments ensure that people with disabilities have full and equal opportunity to vote. So there's an election coming up, and this would be a great way to promote your advocacy. So help us make decisions about the world that you live in. Do your research on candidates to help you figure out which one you agree with more. And another thing you can do for advocacy is filling out the 2020 census. You can click on the 2020 census on the slideshow to check out the census website. The census is a nationwide survey that happens every 10 years. And the results of the census can determine the number of seats in each state that for the US House of Representatives, as well as it determines the annual allocation of a lot of funding that we have. So over $22 billion in funding to New Jersey each year, including funding for Medicaid, SNAP, highway and road planning, Section 8 housing, special education grants, Title I grants, National School Lunch Program, WIC, Head Start, foster care, health center programs. And I'm sure a lot of you have even dealt with some of these places in the past. So just know that filling out the census is really going to help so that we can get enough funding to these programs. And it also has a lot to do with school districts and, making sure that we know how many people are in this world. So population benchmarks. The census will ask you questions like your name, age, date, birth, race, and origin, and so on. We can also respond to action alerts. We can get our voices heard by participating in the opportunity to take action. The newest and most relevant one right now is hashtag #WeAreEssential, telling Congress to include people with disabilities in the COVID-19 relief bill. Congress has still not addressed the critical needs of individuals with disabilities, their families, or direct support professionals. And if this is something you feel strongly about, you can head over to our website and go to the tab labeled How Can You Help? Then go down to Take Action and click the link there. You can also click the link in the PowerPoint document and it'll take you to that page. You can take action by sending an email or a phone call. We are asking Congress for 3 specific things: funding for a Medicaid grant program, personal protective equipment, and paid leave for caregivers. The hashtag Fix the Glitch for SSI has actually been fixed. So this just goes to show that when we do take action, we can obtain the outcome that we're looking for. So head over to the website and definitely take action by emailing or calling. We have a little bit more time on our hands, so definitely use this to our advantage. And the NJSAP team is still offering training virtually. So we're able to host trainings via conference call, Google Hangouts, GoToWebinar, and Zoom. So reach out to your NJSAP contact and ask them about how you can schedule a training virtually to meet the needs of your group. We have many topics to train about, which are all listed under this beautiful picture right here. And we can make any sessions fun and interactive without physically being together. NJSAP team is hosting webinars every Tuesday in May. Our next topic will be the 2020 census. So we have other topics like working hard or hardly working, step by step, and let's stick together. You can click the picture on the side of this page to sign up for webinars, or go to the website and search for the Stay Healthy at Home webinar series. A link will also be posted on the resources page. Getting outdoors is very important for our mental and physical health. Nature can help with anxiety because it brings you to feel grounded. So whether you're touching the ground or a piece of the earth or feeling the fresh air, noticing the wind, any of this should remind you that you are one with the earth and should help you feel more calm. So a lot of times when people get frustrated, they'll say, let me just go get a breath of fresh air. And we might not even think about how that works, but being outside and being connected to nature really does have a strong calming effect on us. Because of social distancing, it's important to think about the walks that you take in your neighborhood. So if you do not often come close to anyone, your daily walk should be fine. If you do see a few people here and there, just make sure to move to the other side of the street or out of their way, just to stay within 6 feet apart. We want to maintain this social distancing rule even when we're outside. And if you do find that you're walking near many people when you take your walks, it might be best to do activities while staying in your own yard. We want to do our best by staying away from anyone, just so we stop the spread. So we need to find other ways that we can get our daily activities in. So if you do need to stay in your yard because of social distancing, don't be too bummed out. There are still many things that we can do outside to have fun. So if you love to paint, you can bring that outside. It's also nice too because you might be able to paint the scenery outside. You can do your home workout or yoga practice outside, which is also beautiful. Playing a game of cards outside or a board game is a really fun way to get some fresh air and find some laughter outside. You can read a book outside, which is very calming. So really get creative with this and bring you can bring most of your hobbies outside if weather permits. So just try to get creative with this. Make sure you're getting some time in the day to soak up the sun. I know it's been very rainy, but today it's nice out and it's going to be nice during the weekend, so try to get outside. Something fun you can do that changes every few months is flower spotting. So there are so many different wildflowers that grow around New Jersey, especially in the spring. So here are a few flowers that you might see on your walks around the neighborhood or in your own backyard. You can visit the flower spotting link on our resource page to find out even more about flowers to look for on your walks. You can even keep track of the ones that you already have seen or take pictures of them. Taking pictures of them could be really nice for a rainy day when you're itching to go outside, but weather may not permit. You can take a look at your beautiful flowers, and you can also think of ways that you may be able to see more on the next walk. Another fun thing to do if you're sitting outside or even if you're looking out a window is bird watching or bird spotting. Birds are very interesting to watch. We have a lot of different birds here in New Jersey. Here are just a few of the bird types that we may see outside of our window. You can try identifying birds that you see here, and you may start to see a pattern of the same birds coming around to you if you do this every few days. Another fun thing you can do is tree spotting. So this is a fun activity when you need to get some fresh air in your neighborhood. New Jersey has many different trees all over depending on where you live. So here are a few trees that you may be able to see walking around during the spring months. Erin also posted a tree scavenger hunt on our Instagram page, and it has more trees that you can use to play this game with. It's just really fun to pay attention to which trees are which because they often look very different depending on the season that you're in. So, go ahead out there and look at some of the trees that are in your neighborhood, see how they're going to look now, and when it changes over to summer, it's going to look different, and when it changes over to fall, it's really exciting to see the changes. And since we might be outdoors a little bit more often now, I just want to remind everyone about sunscreen. So sunscreen is extremely important. Your skin is the largest organ of the body, and we need to protect our skin by wearing sunscreen. So even when we're inside, or even though we're inside way more than we're used to, sunscreen is still very crucial. The sun's UVA rays will come through clouds and windows, which makes it important for you to wear sunscreen when you're inside, and even more critical for you to wear it when you're outside. Another myth about sunscreen is that you do not need to wear after 2 p.m. because the sun's UV rays are decreasing. And they do decrease after 2 p.m. However, the UV rays can still burn your skin after 2 p.m. So we just want to stay away from receiving any burns on our skin because this is how skin cancer is caused. Skin cancer can show up in many different ways on your skin, and it's very painful. It usually needs to be surgically removed. So let's try to eliminate that and wear sunscreen whenever we go outside. Not only do we wear sunscreen not to get burnt, but we also wear it to slow down the aging process on the skin. So UV rays can give your skin dark spots, uneven skin tone, and wrinkles. And if you're looking at the picture on this slide, you can try to tell which side was affected by the sun. So it's pretty obvious to see. This is a truck driver, and the skin on the side that's labeled B is a lot more wrinkled and damaged than on the side A. So just remember to wear your sunscreen even when it's cloudy, even when you're inside, and even after 2 p.m. Always wear your sunscreen. The best thing to do would be to mix it in any moisturizer that you use. That's what I do. And then getting dressed around this time of year can be tricky sometimes. Some days it's very cool and chilly, and other days it's warm with the sun out. The best rule of thumb is to layer. You can always take layers off if you do get too warm. Before you get dressed in the morning, it may be helpful to check the weather to see what temperature it will be for the day, and making sure you look for the whole day because spring weather changes a lot from morning to night. Picture this: a person wearing a heavy sweatshirt, sweatpants, and a hat when it's sunny and 70 degrees. This person may start to be uncomfortable if they go outside. Not only are they going to be uncomfortable, but it's going to cause them to sweat and possibly even feel faint. So now picture this, a person wearing a tank top, shorts, and flip-flops when it's 40 degrees. They will freeze if they go outside. So not only will they be cold, but they will be more susceptible to getting sick because they do not have the appropriate attire on. So keep it simple and easy. You can start out by wearing a light cotton t-shirt and layering it until you feel comfortable. I like to stick with wearing pants in the spring instead of shorts because the weather changes every hour. So find a light, comfy pair of pants or jeans or khakis. And for footwear, you can look at the temperature when you go outside to determine this. Wearing sandals is very fun and leaves room for breathability on hot days. But if you want to be safe, a pair of sneakers would be just fine. So feel free to take this time to type any final questions you may have in the question box. And if you do have any questions after this webinar has ended, feel free to email or call me. We can stay connected by checking out our social media pages, and here you'll find more tips and tricks to make this stay-at-home order a little bit more relaxing. So I'm going through some of the questions here. Rosemary, I hope you're able to get the audio back. I'm glad this was relaxing, Erin. Naomi said that she does do positive self-talk, and she does the fake it until you make it when she's feeling blue, which is a great tip because, even if you're sad, if you go look in the mirror and smile at yourself, you're going to become a little bit more happy. So even if you really have to try very hard to put that smile on your face, faking it until you make it is going to be great. Sometimes when you're upset and you have to go and see someone, even just, putting on a fake smile for them, it might actually make you really happy. So yeah, positive self-talk is great. You can use fake it until you make it. I think that's a really great idea. All right, so again, if anyone has any more questions, just feel free to contact me using any of this information here by email or phone. And then here are some resources that I went over during the session today. So all of my resources are cited from the slides that I've used, and just to help you learn more about managing your stress and anxiety. So thank you all for joining. I'm so happy to have you here listening. I hope you all have a great day, and you can join in next week to learn about the 2020 census. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day.